So the first thing I want to talk about real quick is a super important thing that you cannot go without when playing guitar, and that is tuning. Yep, absolutely. I know. It comes to a shock for everybody, for everyone involved. So, just to be quick about it, tuning is basically just you're just setting your guitar into like a standard, I guess you would say, set of notes across your strings. So obviously with the basic guitar, it's 6 strings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? I mean, you start backwards actually. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So what you want to do is you want to make sure they're all in tune, and by in tune, obviously you would need a tuner, or you can use your ears if you have really good ears, you can figure it out. But for me, I usually use a tuner. It's really nice and nifty. So each string has its own note name, at least in terms of what we call standard tuning. So each string has its own little name in terms of a letter. We use the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, and F, and G. My bad. So there's seven different letters. So what we're gonna do is pretty much go over that. So each one, I mean, I won't tell you like the exact reason why they're set up that way. I mean, I probably don't have a good explanation for that yet, but each one has its own name, right? So one way to remember that is every avocado. I'm using some sort of what is that called? I forgot. Anyways, so I'm gonna use words to kind of represent each letter for each string, right? So you can remember it by this. I'm gonna make this up. So it's every avocado deserves ginger bread elephants. That's kind of easy, right? So this first one's gonna be E. Ooh. And we're gonna check whether they're in tune or not. Which more than likely they're not, because I was actually gonna tune it real quick. Right, so that's E. That's A, or avocado. So this is every for E, avocado for A, right? Deserves for D. This is the D string. And then this is ginger, right? Because that is the G string. Okay. And then the next one is bread. This is bread. You can just call it bread. But I mean, specifically, it's the B string. Okay? That's bread. We're gonna get that bread. Okay. So the next one is elephants. So this is E. Right? I mean, it's kind of a nifty. I mean, I just made it up. But it's a nifty way to kind of name each string. But realistically, it's just E, A, D, G, B, and E again, right? I mean, that probably sounds out of tune. That's okay. It's like barely off. So what I'm going to use is this little thing called a tuner. They're not too expensive. I mean, this one's pretty nice because it comes with the metronome too. But so we're going to use this, right? So when it's red, it's basically telling you it's out of tune, or it's not in the center of the pitch is what that is, right? So if I were to play this E note, it's almost there. See how it's almost green? Yeah. So that just means we have to tune it up a little bit. And this is specifically telling me it's flat, so that means it's a little below the pitch we want. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, I don't really stress about it. But you want to get as close as you can. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And what you do is the guitar comes with these little pegs. They're called tuning pegs, right? This video is actually coming out to be a little longer than I thought. Okay. Right. So now if I were to show you this E, it's pretty close. Right? Pretty close. But I mean, I'm not gonna stress about it. You get as close as you can. I mean, it's gonna get slowly out of tune anyway. So I mean, I usually just get it as close as I can, just so I can get on with whatever I want to do on the guitar. I mean, you don't want to spend your whole time tuning. So the next one we're gonna do is 8, so it's a little out of tune. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in. But basically, this is like the process of like just getting ready. And we mainly do this I mean, long story short, we do it so it sounds good. So this is almost there. It's almost there. Oh, yep. I went a little too far. Right? I mean, all of this can be explained a lot more thoroughly, but I mean, let's just get straight to business, man. Okay. Now doing the B string or bread. Well, that sounds a little better. Yeah, it's getting close. It's like barely out of tune. See how that sounded? That sounded like way off. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty close. And then this E string right here, elephant. This is the elephant. See, it sounds a little off. I'm lowering it and then going higher, just so I can get it just about right. Yeah, that's pretty close. Yeah, sounds pretty good. So I mean, that's basically what that is. It's just a basic thing. It's like one of the first things you want to do when you start playing. Just get used to that, and honestly, the rest will take care of itself. But anyways, I try to keep this short, but I guess not. Yeah, we don't always get what we want, right? So that's pretty much it. Yeah, tuning is super important. That way you're in sync with everyone else that you're playing with or playing to. So it's super important. Yeah, and that's it.